What's up, sports bettors? I'm going to be giving you 5 player props to turn $125 into 2.5K. So what you'll notice is on DraftKings, this 5 pick parlay, 5 player props, only yields a payout of 1.5K, but we're going to be playing on Underdog Fantasy, where whenever you have 5 picks in an entry, you're getting 20 times your money. So we're going to be turning 125 into 2.5K on Underdog. Now, if you're new to the OddsJam YouTube, we play on a lot of different sports books and DFS companies, right? PrizePicks, ThriveFantasy, DraftKings, FanDuel. We'll place bets on all of them, right? Wherever the opportunity is, we follow. So I don't know that much about Monkey Knife Fight. All I know is we're making money off them, and they have a lot of good betting opportunities, profitable betting opportunities. So the first pick we're actually going with, let's just get into it, is going to be Hayden Hurst over 2.5 receptions. So why do we like this play? Why do we love this play? It's all about value, right? OddsJam is all about data-driven, rational sports betting, and we really try to teach you, how do the pros, how do the sharps think about making money off the sports books. So what you'll notice is kind of browsing odds on OddsJam is, by the way, completely free. So any NFL prop lines you want to look at, you can browse odds for free. So when we're looking at player receptions in the Bengals-Ravens game, it's like, oh, cool. Hayden Hurst over 2.5 receptions, we can get this at minus 122 implied odds on Underdog. And every sports book is pricing this minus 145 to minus 194, right? DraftKings and Caesars have this minus 194 and minus 170 respectively. So all of the sports books have the over heavily juiced, right? And they have the over juiced because the over is a lot more likely to occur. And you can kind of like quantify your win probability. But long story short, this is just like rational sports betting. All the sports books have the over really heavily juiced from minus 145 to minus 194. On Underdog Fantasy, they're not varying your payouts depending on if you select the overs or the unders. You'll see this never changes, 125 to 2.5K. You could switch to all unders, 125 to 2.5K. All overs, same thing. Right? That's why this platform is fascinating, is they offer fixed parlay payouts where any 5 pick entry is essentially just a 5 leg parlay where every leg is going to be minus 122 odds. As you can kind of see here, right? 125 to win 2.5K roughly means it's a 5 leg parlay where if odds on every single leg were the same, it would be minus 122. So when we're playing on Underdog, we're looking for value at minus 122 implied odds, right? And Hayden Hurst over 2.5 receptions looks incredible. The true price is minus 133 with the VIG removed from all the sports books. We're getting it minus 122. So just rational sports betting, like when there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sports books in the market telling you, this should be priced minus 145 to minus 194, and you can get it minus 122 in your Underdog entry on the over, that should be a play you're all over, right? So this is the first pick I ended up going with on Underdog Fantasy. So anyways, let's continue to get into it. We have Luis Castillo, under 5.5 strikeouts. This is the next play. And again, if you're curious, what I'm doing to find these plays is I'm just looking at the OddsJam positive EV betting tool. So essentially, you can browse odds for free on OddsJam, any markets you want to look at, Nerfies, whatever, right? You can browse odds for free on OddsJam. So we got the MLB playoffs. You can look at kind of all the different games, check out the odds. But here it's just like, again, pretty good value. All the sports books, Pinnacle, the sharpest sports book in the world, they're pricing this at minus 161. Bet Online, another sharp offshore sports book, pricing this at minus 152. We're getting it minus 122 in our Underdog entry. So this is another play we want to be all over, Pinnacle is pricing this, the under at minus 161, the over at plus 120. So if we go ahead and we kind of put that into a no-vig odds calculator, plus 120, minus 162, I think was their market, or minus 161. The true odds with the VIG removed would be like minus 135.7. According to the sharpest sports book, the under should be priced at minus 137. We're getting minus 122, which is really good value. So this is the second play I ended up going with, and I think you should want to go with, right? And again, the tool we're looking at is just the positive EV tool. And this tool is very simple. It just shows you the highest profit margin bets on a specific sportsbook you select based on how big the discrepancy is. How far off from the market is PrizePicks or Underdog Fantasy? You know, like, there's no consideration for if Luis Castillo's girlfriend or how he looked getting off the bus. There's no BS, right? This is just math. When you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like when every data point in the market is telling you, hey, you know, Hayden Hurst over 2.5 receptions, like these sports books are much sharper bookmakers. They take a lot more action. They're a lot bigger. They're a lot more sophisticated. They've been around a lot longer. Their pricing models, their algorithms are a lot more accurate. So, you know, there's millions of dollars bet on the Bengals-Ravens game on sportsbooks. These markets are really efficient, right? So when every sportsbook is telling you, hey, this should be minus 194, this should be minus 170, this should be minus 147, this should be minus 145, and then Underdog is just casually giving you minus 122, this is just rational sports betting. Math aside, it's like we have 1, 2, 3, 4 data points all telling us, hey, this bet on Underdog Fantasy is positive EV. It's really good. And of course, Caesars has the over more juice than DraftKings, but at the end of the day, they all think it's good, right? There's value to all of them. Sure, Caesars is the most bullish on Hayden Hurst over 2.5 receptions. BetOnline, Pinnacle a little less so, but it's very clear this is an incredible betting opportunity on Underdog, which is why it's the top positive EV bet on OddsJam. So you can also filter for a specific sport, whatever, stuff like that if you want to. So those are our 2 plays. We got an over and an under. Next, we got Kyler under 1.5 passing TDs, Raheem over 1.5 receptions, and DK under 5.5 receptions, right? So just following the positive EV page. Boom, 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 boom. Here are the 5 picks on DraftKings, 125 to win 1.5K, but we are smart. So we looked for value. We looked for sharp positive EV bets that are going to win in the long run, and we hit it here. 125 to win 2.5K. We're going to make a lot of money this weekend. This is an absolute dart, and let's go make some money.